Hey guys, it's time for the question of the week. And today's question was brought to me, to us, from someone on my YouTube channel. Yay, YouTube channel. Guys, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do. I'm very close to 1,000 subscribers, and as soon as I reach 1,000 subscribers, YouTube allows you to do live videos there. And that means I will be doing a lot more live videos. And I like doing these videos. So if you like them, please subscribe to my channel and share the videos, because you know what? The more people that see them, the more people will potentially resonate, and the more people will be able to get out of the pain and move further along their twin flame journeys as well. Okay, having said all that, thank you to whoever asked this question. So the question is the twin flame with the pull energy the runner, and is the twin flame with the push energy the chaser? The runner and the chaser. Short answer, no. Runners and chasers, there's no such thing. That's a bunch of made up bullshit. It has nothing to do with what's going on here. It has nothing to do with the twin flame journey. Same thing with, for example, like bubble love phases or stages or separation or anything like that. None of that is going on here. I mean, we'll get to a minute why that is out there and why that was made up and why that even exists. However, I don't even know why this is even why anyone wants to equate what's going on here, the push and pull energy, to this. It's very simple, guys. It's the push-pull energy within your energetic field. You are one energetic field. That's what you are. Your energy, you're like a cloud. It's a field of energy. And that energetic field of you is made up of push and pull energy, the part of you anyway that's in the physical world, right? So all you have to do is neutralize your energetic field. That's it. That's all that's going on here. To look at your twin flame and be like, hey, my twin flame is running away from me, that's to imply that your twin flame is intentionally doing something here. Like your twin flame has any say in what's going on here. That's not what's happening. They don't. It has nothing to do with your twin flame isn't intentionally running away from you. It's not like they wake up one day and are like, oh, I don't want to be with this person anymore, and so they're gone. No, the twin flame isn't doing anything. Just like you aren't intentionally, being psycho or chasing them or anything like that. It's all the energy. The energy is doing it, right? When you're focused on what the twin flame, or you even, if you think you're chasing and your twin flame is running, then what is that focused on? The physical things that you can see with your physical senses, or experience with your physical senses. What's going on that you can see in the physical world? In the world of what? Fear-based perspective. To do this journey, you need to change your perspective. You need to flip your perspective over. Everyone does. There are people that come into this journey, not even knowing that they are their soul, or not even knowing that there is a soul. I mean, there's people who come into this journey believing that there's like a heaven and a hell, and that God is some dude who's like saying you go to heaven or you go to hell. Everyone's perception is coming from a fear-based physical world perception, because we all in the physical world heretofore, until we start this journey, are stuck in this soup of fear-based energy, right? So, but in order to do this journey, the whole point is we have to flip that perspective, that perception over on its side, right? We need to get out of the fear-based physical perception of it, and go and look at everything not from the physical standpoint, not from like the evidence of what we see or we perceive with our physical senses, meaning what we see, what we hear, what we touch and feel, what we taste, even what we think. That's all physical. This journey cannot be traversed that way. This journey is not about the physical. It's not about fear-based energy. That's why, it hurts so bad. Why do you think it hurts so bad? Why does it hurt so much worse than anything else? What is that pain for? That pain is that's your soul being like, wake the fuck up. It's time to get up. It's time to come with me. It's time to be truth. Be your truth. And that's what this journey is about. Love, your soul, truth. Nothing about the physical world. It's all irrelevant. It doesn't even matter. Because guess what? No matter what you think you're perceiving with your senses, first of all, isn't even real, because there's things going on behind the scenes on the spiritual level that's controlling all of it. Secondly, the universe is in control of everything anyway. So, your mind likes to think it has some control of what's going on in the physical world, but it doesn't. The universe does. Has control of everything. And yes, that freaks out your fear-based mind energy. I get that. But that's looking at anything like, the journey is a whole bunch of steps and stages and phases. And right now when it feels good, that feels good, so it must be bubble love. Or, we're physically not together, so we must be in separation. But that has nothing to do with it. All it is you're your one energetic field of energy. All you have to do is neutralize that energetic field that you are. That's it. That's what's going on. Nothing to do with anything that you can see, touch, hear, or taste, right? And it's like from the very first humans on Earth, they tried to answer two questions, right? There was always two questions that were always posed, that always plagued every civilization, every person since the beginning of humanity on Earth. And those two questions were, number one, how did I get here? How am I created? And two, why am I here? What is the reason of me being here, right? That's what every single civilization of humanity has tried to answer since the beginning of humanity on Earth. And it started with I don't even know how far back, but let's just say the Egyptians and the Mayans, right? Like they had made up things like gods to explain it and stuff, I guess. Then you move on to the ancient Greeks and Romans with mythology. And all of that is to explain and answer these questions that they couldn't explain, right? Then you move on. It's like every couple millennia it changes. Then you move on to the great world religions now, right? Who need to make up things and books and stuff to base their things on, stories just to explain the unexplainable and these answers that they don't know. And now here we are, and a couple millennia later, and we're just now as humans, as human consciousness, ready for the truth. We're ready for it now. And so that's what this journey is. It answers, the gift of this journey is it answers those two questions that since the beginning of time humans could not answer. And they had to make up bullshit and crap to answer it, right? And so that's the gift of this journey. This journey, you just know, you resonate. The truth of this journey is the answer to those two questions: how you're created and why you're here and why you're created. And as you move in this journey, that's what you get from this journey. You get that truth. And so having said that, just like people had to make up from the beginning of time on Earth, all these stories or myths and sometimes what we seem to be now, crazy things, to explain why things are happening that they couldn't explain, things that are out of their control or seem out of their control, because really everything is out of your control. They try to make up crap. Well, that's the same thing that happened, with the pioneers, say, the very first humans that started embarking on a twin flame journey. And this tended to happen about, let's say, 25 to 30 years ago. And that doesn't seem that long, right? In the whole grand scheme of time, when we're talking ancient Greeks and Romans and crap. But think about 30 years ago. If you were even alive then, there was no internet. They couldn't go on and Google and be like, hey, I feel like crap. My lover just ghosted me or whatever, told me to fuck off. And, why do I have this hole? Let's feel this hole in my chest. They didn't have that. And up could pop things about twin flames, that wasn't there. So in order to, explain that for themselves, they had to make up stuff. Just like, back since the Egyptians and the Mayans and the Greeks and the Romans, and then the Christians and whatever, they all had to make up stuff along the way to explain stuff that just they didn't know the answer to. And so that's the same thing. That's why and they explained it from a place of fear-based energy, because all humans starting out are in fear-based energy. And so that's all they could do was explain it from the viewpoint and perspective of their physical senses and what's going on around them in the physical world. So having said that, think about it. They think, oh, well, my lover, it was so great at first, and then all of a sudden now they're disappearing, and I go to try to talk to them, and they're blocking me, or they're blowing me off. Like, it's like I'm chasing them and they're running away. Oh, it's like I'm a chaser and they're a runner. But before, it felt really good. It felt like bubbles. So that must be, we were first in bubble phase, and then now we're in runner-chaser phase. And physically, we're not even together. So obviously, we're separated and in separation phase. But do you see how that's all focused on describing what's going on in the physical way of it? That's where they were, and that's where all humans are, and that's where we are before we embark on this journey. We're in the soup of the fear-based energy. And unfortunately, that has been around the longest regarding the twin flame journey. So that's the most prevalent and readily accessible information that people find about it, albeit misinformation, because it's outdated. It's from a very wrong viewpoint and perspective that you need to actually navigate this journey, right? And it's so much more complicated than the actual truth of this journey, which is that, hey, it has nothing to do with what we're seeing physically, what we're experiencing physically. It has to do only with our own energy within ourselves. And we just need to neutralize out this push-pull energy, and that's it. That's the answer, right? Take our focus off of the outside. And this whole journey, it's the first step of your ascension. Why? What is ascension? Rising up. And so this journey is you rise. You rise out of that fear-based perspective and that fear-based energetic viewpoint of it all, the physical viewpoint. You rise out of your physical senses, out of your mind, and you start looking at it from within, from your soul, from love, from truth. And that is the truth. And there is one truth. By definition, there's one truth. One. There can't be, this is truth, and then that's also truth. No. One truth. Okay, by definition, one truth. This is truth. Everything else is bullshit. It's not truth. So, yeah, and I mean, it's like, people follow the truth that I teach, and within weeks, they're feeling amazing and they're progressing along their journey. People for like the past 5, 10, 15, 20 years are still following this outdated information about, based on physical fear-based perception, like phases and stages and runners and chasers and separation and all of that crap. And, they're still stuck. In all those years, they haven't progressed. They haven't moved along their journey, right? They're still there saying the same old shit, just jumping from one person saying the same shit and looking at the physical stuff to another, because it's outdated. That's not the way you can approach this journey. That's not the truth of this journey. Nothing in the physical world is truth. It's not real. And, that's actually a good thing once you resonate with this journey and you realize, wow, because that's where you see that you do have some control. In the physical world, you're out of control. There's no control. But when you approach it from the space of your soul, from the different, you rise up from that perspective out of the fear-based perspective, then you see you can actually control what's going on in the fear-based physical world, because it reflects the non-fear-based perspective. So anyway, I hope that answers the question. That was kind of I digressed and it was kind of on a tangent, but no runners and chasers, period. No phases or anything like that. There's no separation. You're one energetic field. You can't separate that. It's not what's going on here at all. And your twin flame has no intentions to be doing any of this. I mean, they're controlless, they're powerless basically here, as long as you have the power, because you're learning this and you can access your own energy and control it all, really. You take charge. But from that perspective, not from the fear-based physical perspective. You're powerless in that perspective. So anyway, thank you so much for the question. There's no need to equate any of this to anything else out there. This is a whole different level. Rise up, rise up. That's what your soul's saying to you. So thanks for watching. Please Please keep submitting your questions. I will get to them, I promise. Every week I do one, so please keep submitting them to me. And again, please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already, and share this video if you think it will help others. All those millions following all the bullshit. You know, try to help people out. They need it out there, I can tell. But anyway, have a great weekend, guys. Lots of love.